So I got a question for you. Do you carry an extra mag? Do you? Do you? Because I usually don't. Truth be told, I really don't usually carry an extra mag. I see these debates all the time about should I carry an extra mag, shouldn't I? You're a fool if you don't. I don't need it. I carry a gun pretty much everywhere I go, from work to the store to church and everywhere in between, okay, where it's legal. Now, I carry as my primary carry, and I should clarify, I don't have a secondary carry. I'm not one of those guys who carries 3 or 4 guns with me. I carry one gun, and I carry it with a 15-round mag, and I carry with one in the chamber, so that means I get 16 rounds. Now, when I'm going to the grocery store and I'm going and doing my basic errands, I usually don't envision, when I run through scenarios in my mind, being in a situation where more than 16 rounds is going to be needed. And I know that sounds like a gun control. Oh, you don't need more than 10 rounds in your weapon. If you can't hit them in the first 10 rounds, you don't need more than that type of logic. But it's not, and I'm going to explain why. I'm a father first and a concealed carrier second. Now what I mean by that is I believe in self-defense, not taking the fight to the enemy when I'm going to get milk and I've got my toddlers with me. Okay. Now I want to run you through a scenario. And if you're a parent, you're going to kind of be able to relate to this. So you're in the grocery store and you're on the frozen food aisle and you're trying to decide, should I get Rocky Road or should I get Neapolitan? And all of a sudden a bunch of thugs rush into the store and they're waving guns around and they're emptying the cash registers and they're running over to the liquor aisle, which happens to be near frozen foods. Now, do you, with 2 toddlers accompanying you, who are your own flesh and blood, who you held as they were born, do you abandon those children in the shopping cart, whip out your gun and engage the suspects, or do you look off to your left, see the exit that leads outside, grab both your kids and run for it? Now you're armed, and you might be able to take those suspects and may or may not save people in the store. What do you do? Now, if you're any parent worth a shit, you're going to grab your kids and you're going to run for that exit. Or you're going to at least draw your weapon, put your kids behind you, and if those dirt bags come your way, then you're going to drop them. I'm not going to abandon my kids in the frozen food aisle and run down through the clothing department and engage the suspects. It's not going to happen. Okay? If I'm by myself, I might. But I'm a father with 2 daughters and a disabled wife, which means that I'm pretty much never alone unless I'm coming home from work. So I don't see a whole lot of scenarios where I need to be throwing extra mags on my belt to go out and run errands. The other element to the situation is my wife carries. And she does carry an extra mag because she carries a Glock 26. And she only has 10-round mags. But she carries 2. So I don't see a whole lot of scenarios where after getting my children to safety, I'm going to turn around and run back into the fray. There are times where I will throw an extra mag on my belt, and like I said, if I had a 1911 and I was limited to 7, 8, or 9 rounds, I probably would go out and buy and carry extra mags. But I don't carry that, and that's part of one of the reasons I don't carry a 1911. I think 1911s are amazing, beautiful guns, but I don't want to be limited to 7 or 8 rounds. If anybody tells you that you shouldn't carry extra mags, they're probably just an overly opinionated idiot. Because at the end of the day, this is America and we can do whatever the hell we want as long as it's within the bounds of the Constitution. So you know what? Strap on a 50-round drum if you want and carry that, assuming that it's legal in the state that you reside in. And if you don't reside in a state where it's legal, God, I hope you end up moving to one that does. Because as much time as I spent in California, it wasn't worth, you know what? I'm just going to leave it at that. No need to go off on a rant. God bless, and you guys enjoy your week.